gather, Palm Coast, find your Florida.
Good morning. This is Steve Viviano.
I'm Bill Sweeney.
And we are coming to you live from Palm Coast Tennis Center here in beautiful Palm Coast, Florida. Today, Bill, we have the 6th annual USTA Pro Circuit Men's Futures Tournament. And this is a USTA Pro Circuit event. What are you looking forward to with this, in watching these guys today, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you what, I watched Benjamin Balleray, and he's been exciting. But he's been hot, Steve. He's won last week's Futures Tournament in Weston, and he's been on a roll. And, it should be a great match.
Let's get it going. Patricio Jerez from Argentina is starting the match.
All 15.
You can see quite a bit of that. Balleray is drilling the ball from side to side. With great accuracy yesterday in the semifinals. He only made 5 unforced errors, which is really uncommon.
Whoa!
Bill, you know, when you're watching both of these players this week, they covered the ground, the territory so well.
Yeah, they do, Steve. Both of them have great legs, and they do cover the court really well. And one thing you'll notice about Balleray, he hasn't done it yet, matches too early, but he loves it and has a great drop shot.
You saw Patricio drop one there on Benjamin, and not only covering the ground so well, side to side, up and back. These guys are so quick. It's amazing.
Out. 1540.
Okay, we're at 1540.
Nice forehand.
30-40.
And that's where, being on ground level, we get a chance to see the angles in which they are hitting these balls at, and then the coverage, as I said earlier, of how their opponents and the players have to cover the court.
Whoa!
30-40 second serve.
We're at deuce. So from 1540, we're to a deuce game.
Yeah, I think both players are starting to feel their game, see what they have right now, and feel each other out. But so far, good strokes.
And both players have had a tough road to get here to the finals.
Second serve.
Wait, please. Oh. Out.
Miss it, right?
Advantage, Balleray.
Yeah, Steve, Balleray's been playing a lot of tennis, as we'll get to later. He won the doubles here.
And so he's played quite a bit of tennis this last 10 days.
Whoa! Game. Balleray.
First game to Balleray.
Balleray. And you know, as you mentioned earlier in the interviews, introducing these players, their current single rankings are really very similar. Balleray is at 501 presently, and Patricio Haraz is at 555. So they're very close in their rankings.
They're very close in the rankings, Steve, but I'll tell you what. Nobody in the Futures tournament is hotter than Benjamin Balleray right now. He has won 5 consecutive doubles titles, and he also won the singles last week. The guy's playing great tennis.
And you know, you get in a hot streak, and you just want that to continue as long as possible.
You do, Steve. I mean, it's just a good feeling. Everything you hit is right where you want it.
Balleray's up for serving.
Good.
Oh, what a shot. Beautiful hustle by Balleray.
That was great, but the thing about it, Steve, once he got to it, he did something with it.
Yeah. Not only did he get the drop shot, he went back and got the lob and put a beautiful shot back to Haraz.
He's got a serve working too. First couple serves, you hear a pop from his racket. That's a great thing to have, your serve starting early.
Yeah, the first serve is so important, Bill, as you well know.
Boom!
Now, you notice Patricio jumped on that second serve right away. He didn't let it attack him. He went up and got it right away. Which cut down some time. Yes, that's correct. You're right. That
Saw
is
that all week, Steve.
And you know,
He's got a fantastic drop shot.
and what makes it even tougher, he didn't hit the drop from mid-court. He hit it from the baseline, which is very deceiving to your opponent.
Shot, too. Tape hurt him there.
Yeah.
So
You know,
it's 40-30.
sometimes you hit the top of the net and just drops right in the court. That time there was so much topspin, it actually took it out of the court.
Allez, c'est quoi ça? Ça fait deux de merde là.
One thing about Balleray that I've noticed is that he does not like to take too much time between his serves. He hits the first serve, goes in net, he's ready for the second serve immediately. So as an opponent, you have to be awake at all times there.
We're looking at deuce.
Looking at deuce right now. First game, Balleray. 1-0. Ace, right in the left-hand corner, real right-hand corner, looking at it.
Steve, it
our
looked like
way.
he took a little something off that, but where he placed it.
Yeah.
Heat on that.
Out.
That's deep.
Out.
Game, Balleray.
Balleray's leading 2 games to love. Steve, we're fortunate today to have USTA officials doing this tournament here in Palm Coast, which is not really a big city, but we've got a couple guys here who have over 20 years experience in the US Open as officials.
We are very fortunate to have these gentlemen. And they've done an excellent job the entire week. Entire week.
0-2.
Good serve
Good
by
serve.
Patricio. And really, as you said, Bill, earlier, they're checking each other out. They're seeing their forehands, backhands, up shots, drop shots, you know, whatever they can in the serves, especially because they're going to get different speeds at all times. Just out.
15 off.
5. Wow. Tough shot to go for.
It was. It's almost a shot that, you know, you have to make it, and if you don't, you're in trouble because you leave the opposite side of the court open. Bill, that was, he took a little bit off that first serve. He hit a slice serve, and Benjamin nailed that perfectly. I mean, Patricio didn't have a chance to even move. The first serve, he took a little bit off of it again to Benjamin's backhand and caught him off guard a little bit. So he's changing the speeds on him. He's checking things out right now. Yes.
Keep it in the air.
Yeah. Good return from Benjamin. I mean, the serve came at his backhand. He lofted the ball, but Patricio was there, took it right out of the air, as you said, and placed it down the sideline.
Oh!
He jumped on that serve, Steve.
You know what? That's what I noticed. Now, that's about the second or third time that he's jumped on that second serve, so this is going to be interesting to watch. As he picks something up that, you know, the second serve may be just a little bit weaker, and he's going to attack it.
Out. Advantage, Adam.
So what are you looking for here, Steve? Little heat, placement?
You know, that's a good question, Bill. I'm going to say that he's going to come with a little bit of heat on this one. Let's see if he does.
Wet first serve.
Okay. Does he stay with it or does he change it? Here we go. First serve for the game. Out, just out. Okay, so he's back to deuce.
Yeah, he needs his game bad, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, if not for anything else but his mind.
Wow.
That's agility. But as we mentioned before, Ballet is a doubles player also. And I'll tell you what, he's got the best passing shots I've seen out here this tournament.
And the movement for both of those gentlemen, I mean, we had 3 or 4 beautiful shots, consecutive shots, where they had to be all over the entire court. Great point.
And
Yes.
what a shot.
Cross court from deep on the court.
That's not an easy shot.
And for Benjamin not to be able to even get his racket on the ball, that was one heck of a shot. Beautiful angle shot.
Now we're at deuce.
As you said, very big game right now. So he wants to get that first serve in, keep the percentages up high. Okay.
Advantage, Addis.
Bowery's making quite a few more unforced errors than he did in yesterday's semifinals. Again, 5 unforced errors the home match yesterday against Connor Smith, the number 2 seed. How do you win for it there?
I'm a little surprised at that as well, Bill.
But that's one of the very few he's missed, Steve. But it's a big game for Harris. I mean, he's just got to help his confidence, and he feels like, okay, you know, I'm just down to break now.
That's right. That's right. And when you look, you know, you mentioned having a little difficulty with the returning sometimes. You know as well as I do, every player is a different player with different types of spin on the ball, top spin, side spin, whatever, you know, dropping the ball, moving the ball around. So that's why it takes a little bit of time for each player to check out his opponent. I know we had Riley Opelka play earlier in the tournament.
Was a treat. I know a lot of people came to see Riley play, and if you're not familiar with Riley, he's a 17-year-old young gentleman who grew up here in Palm Coast and is training down at the Boca Raton USTA facility, and people were loving his serve, Steve.
Oh, I'd say it was going at least 125 to 130 miles an hour, climbing at least, again, halfway up the backstop there. It was remarkable to see. Not only did we have Riley, we had Tommy Paul coming from the same the same academy.
Correct, and Tommy actually made it into the semifinals and played great, despite being hampered by a bad knee. 2-1 in the first set, Valerie serving.
Oh!
There she got it. Took a chance, Steve, come in and took that out of the air. That's a tough shot.
That's a real tough shot because you're on the move, and you try to place it deep in the corner.
$15
Just out. Went down the tee on his first serve.
Well, just missed another good shot. And again, he hasn't missed many. If that had gone over,
It would have been interesting to see. Patricio was on the move, but I don't know if he would have been able to get to the top corner there.
Oh, come on. Even on the line.
What he called it a fault, yeah.
Ah, no, he was on the line. Yeah.
okay. Redo the first serve. The serve was in, but the official called it out. That's tough, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, as a server it's tough, but also, you know, returning. I think he returned the ball, did he not? Didn't put it in?
Return goes wide.
When you can get those first serves in, that percentage of winning that point is much better than the second serve, that's for sure. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
40-15.
That's some offensive tennis there. Big serve, followed up, coming in.
And when you looked at that serve, Patricio had to take that about chest high, and right at his body. Just to return it was tough. That's a
30.
Big point here, Steve.
You can take it up to 3-1 on this serve right here. Balleray goes up 3-1. However, the rallies have been very good.
The rallies have been good.
And just watching the power that these athletes are hitting the ball and their movement, it's fascinating to be a part of this venue.
But as you know, Steve, as a good player yourself, a couple points can make a big difference in this set.
You're right, Bill. You're right. Okay, Patricio serving for 1-3 serve.
Oh!
Nerves?
No, you know what? I think the ball just jumped at him a little bit differently. It really, it took a high bounce, and he had to hit it from the shoulders up. I mean, we're seeing a lot of topspin being applied to these shots right now.
Whoa!
He's going to need his for service.
Now you noticed that time Benjamin thought that the second serve was coming to his backhand, so what did he do? He went around it, took an inside-out shot, put it down a cross-court shot, and Patricio hit it out of bounds. So that was a smart move on Benjamin's part. Instead of hitting it high backhand back, he went around it and took his forehand.
Whoa!
It's interesting, I'm noticing that the players are questioning a lot of the lines calls right now, and yet we have the experience on the lines.
It does help they are clay courts, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. Got a gorgeous day here in Palm Coast Tennis Center. We're in probably the high 60s, low 70s, little cloud cover. So very little wind. So
Players appreciate it.
Yes.
It's been windy here.
It's been windy and cold. He read it beautifully. Oh my goodness gracious. Again, it was a tough shot because Patricio had to take it out of the air, but for Benjamin to read the shot and get it back at a great angle, beautiful point.
Sailed that one?
Yep. 30-40, okay.
Ross really needs this game. He can't get down 4-1 for someone as consistent as Balleray is playing.
That's a miss hit. That was a miss hit. Yeah.
Balleray leads 4 games to 1.
And he's looking at the court. I don't know if that bounced differently or what, if he's checking out the court as well. Yeah.
Sometimes they hit a pile and spin off.
But again, that was shoulder high, which is telling us Benjamin has really put on a lot of topspin on that ball and it's jumping at him.
So what's got to happen from here for Eris to get back in there?
Well, you know what? Patricio just has to stay with his game right now. You know, you can't change it. You got to just be patient. It is the first set, so we still have a long way to go. So he's got to stay with his game, be consistent. A little bit more consistency, I think, though. Right now, Benjamin, as you pointed out, is a very, very consistent player. I noticed playing in his match yesterday, he's like hitting it almost against the wall because you know the ball's coming back at you, and he's going to make you make your errors.
One thing I'd like to add here is that we speak with both players yesterday after their semifinal wins. Valerie has been playing for the Davis Cup for Monaco for 10 years. And as you were speaking to Eris, he says his dream is to play for Argentina's Davis Cup.
That's correct.
Which is a little harder to get on
than
Monaco's. I mean, Argentina has some great players.
Yes, they do. And also, when you look at the ages now, Patricio is 26 years old, and Valerie has a little bit more experience. He's 32 years old, and playing 10 years for Davis Cup, you know what? That experience comes in to play. Here we go. Yep.
4-1, Valerie, first set.
When you look at both of their forehands and their backhands, they have great shots, both of them. They cover the court, as we said, very well, but their shots are very strong.
Hey, his first two serves of this game, Steve, have been powerful. We're sitting maybe 20 feet away, and you can hear the pop in his racket.
And he's changing the location of his serves.
Which is smart.
Yeah. He's taken Patricio down the tee, down the center of the court, and then he just took that one out wide. Let's see where he goes with this one. On his first, he's gotten his first serves in, like you said.
Thirty
30 all. Mm-hmm. What a shot. What a shot. Yeah. In fact, I thought Benjamin had Patricio on that shot because he hit it to the far left-hand corner there. But Patricio got over and put a beautiful backhand, two-handed backhand right over the net. Yep.
He got there in time and picked it up.
You know, like you pointed out earlier, Bill, he has a very, very good drop shot, but at the same time, Patricio's very quick. He read the ball perfectly, got up there and put it deep into the corner. Well, that was the break he needed.
He does need that. Really
Let's
bad.
see now.
Now he's got to hold his serve here. But it's 2-4 in the first set. Eris getting ready to serve. He's just bad, Steve.
Great coverage of the court for both players. Both players. Valerie had a deep, really bend down deep on that one. They take that back
Took
and
it
he
off his shoelaces.
took it off the shoelace. Plus the fence was right next to him as well. His coverage was beautiful. Put a low shot in, but Patricio was there to put it away.
Second serve.
Doesn't do that too often. I'd say he only does that maybe 2 or 3 times a match. So he's very consistent on his serves.
hit there.
30-15.
30-15. Perez is leading.
Great pass. Took him out wide on the serve. Cross court for big winners.
He set that shot up beautifully. 40-15. Big game, as you have pointed out, Bill. This is a big game right here.
Went for it. That's out. Second serve.
James, at it.
That looked a little unusual, Steve. I kind of think that maybe Balleray thought he was going to go out. Kind of have to put his racket out. You know, didn't really make much of an attempt to hit it.
No, yeah, that was very unusual. We're sitting across from that shot, and you know, when I looked at it, I thought he's going to leave that go, but then he did put his racket out, like you said, which I guess he was just saying it's a good shot, and I can't get to it, and you know, he just let it his racket, and that was it.
So Balleray is leading 4-3, and Harrison's got to feel good coming back from 4-1.
That's right. I think he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now in his game and with his game. And you know what? It takes time, Bill. As you well know, playing tennis all your life and so forth, that you've got to get a feel for the entire situation. Not only the court situation, the environment around us, but also, you know, most importantly, your opponent. And everybody has a different type of hit on that ball. And so it takes a little bit of time to check that out.
Before we forget, I really would like to thank the ball girls and ball boys for the tournament. They did such a great job.
They sure have. They sure have. We thank everybody that's been a part of this this wonderful venue. And as I said, this is the 6th annual time that it's been here, and we hope to continue to have it in the years to come.
And a special thanks to Debbie Stanfield, who is the tournament director. Debbie does a great job every year here.
USTA Supervisor Peter Kasavich and Chief Umpire Gabe Pace, we also would like to thank at this time.
Sails that
15
on.
love.
In addition to the ball girls, ball boys, and everybody, we have a wonderful filming crew here,
Palm Coast TV 199.
and we thank them as well.
Service is long. Second serve, Balleray. Great point. Pounding the ball.
Oh, yeah, pounding. Sitting here right on the court, you can hear just the pop off of these rackets, and it's a different type of pop.
Than we provide.
That's right.
Second serve.
Okay, first double fault of the match. However, he has a little bit of breathing room, being 40-15. Oh, what a serve. It doesn't that usually happen, you know, sometimes you have a double fault, and then the next serve you either ace or you put a wonderful serve on your opponent.
I think it's basically coming back to concentration. You know, what made me double fault on these serves? Okay, where's my toss at? And, he needed it.
That's a great point. You know, the focusing on your play and your serve, like you said, Bill, is extremely important, especially after you make an error such as a double fault.
Hi, Steve. It's 3-5 here, first serve. Harris serving. Oh, he went for it.
And it's interesting. I'm noticing the side of the court that we're sitting on right now, that's where they're making many of the unforced errors.
And it can't be the sun because the sun's at their back.
That's right. Okay, out.
Kind of stepped into that one and just caught a little bit hard. He's taking his time because I think he's thinking, what am I going to do? Going to maybe lighten up just a little bit to get a couple points, or
Okay. And this is the importance of this game. If he loses this game, he's lost the first set. But not only has he lost the first set, then Benjamin starts with his serve in the second set.
which is a big advantage.
Because if you can get up 1-0 after winning the first set, you're in pretty good shape. Nice serve. Nice serve. Ace.
Still has a ways to go. It's 15-40. Serve's still out.
All right.
30-40, Steve. He's got to make this one happen.
He wants to get it to, it's 1 point at a time, so he just wants to get it to deuce right now and then play from there. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
That took some guts, Steve.
It sure did. That sure did, because it was 30-40, and he took that ball and took it down the sideline, so he did an inside-in shot, which is a tough shot. It's much easier to go cross court to keep it over the lower part of the net.
That could come back to haunt him, Steve.
And when you look at it, he set that shot up perfectly. He took Ballet into the back corner, backhand, came up to the net, had a relatively easy shot, and just missed it. Okay, great rally.
It was a good rally. A lot of good shots.
And you're talking about a situation that if Patricio would have missed a shot, that was the game, the set, and everything else. So that was a very important point right there. Okay, we're back at deuce. And as we pointed out, it's 3-5 in games, first set.
Valerie hit a shot that Harris was able to come in on, and Valerie had to make a decision, which way do I go, and Harris saw him moving and went the opposite way. So now it's Patty and Harris. He gets this, Steve.
It's going to be interesting, yeah. Okay, you got it.
I tell you what, That was a nice game for Eris. I mean, he was down 15, 40, came back.
And you know, when you look at that serve, Bill, took a little bit off of it, put a lot of spin on it, and it paid off for him. So, you know, you don't always have to go hard on your first serve. He's changing things up on Balleray, and at that time it did work very well.
It's just like a baseball pitcher, Steve. We all know that, you know, a fastball pitcher just can't throw a fastball down the middle plate because they're going to catch up to it. Same thing with tennis. Keep hitting the same serve, same speed, the guys are going to catch up to it. Move it in, move it out, spin, kick.
That's right. That's right.
Keep them off, you know, keep them off guard.
Yeah, it's not only a physical game. We think of tennis being so physical. It's so much a part of it is the mental aspect of it as well.
Yes, it is.
And here's where the mental part comes in, because Balleray was up 15-40. He needed one more point to end that set, and now it's his turn to close.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, Balleray's been playing really well. Last week in Weston, he beat Francis Tiafoe for the finals.
Yep.
And Tiafoe's one of those players has a lot of talent, but sometimes, you know, he let the mental side of it get to him.
Francis Tiafoe, a very tough tennis player. He was here in the tournament, did very, very well, and won the Orange Bowl, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yes, correct. Young player, 17. Steve, I'll tell you what, that first serve, and Eris did everything he could to stretch and get it back. And ended up, he just never got really his feet set again.
And give credit to Benjamin on that one, because he moved him from side to side.
Out. 15 off.
15 on. We're at 15 all, 5-4 in games, first set.
On that shot, Steve, and Balleray couldn't get around it.
Eris is playing real tough, I'll tell you right now. He's covering that court beautifully.
Well, he looks more comfortable, Steve.
He does, yeah. I think he's gotten his rhythm. He feels very comfortable, as you said, and he's moving very well.
Pushing from side to side, Steve.
Okay, we're 30 all. First set, 5-4.
Stop walking.
Guys, you need to stop. Thank you.
What a shot. What a shot. Yes. It was a very good passing shot. I thought, I really thought Eris had Benjamin on that one.
I did too. When he hit the short ball, I thought he was going to put it away.
But again, they read so well, and they're so well balanced. Yep, there you go. Big serve. He went for it. Big serve. Ended it with a big serve. First set goes to Balleray, 6-4. Well, All right, you're down one set or you're up one set. What are you going to do now? What do you think?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us right now is he's playing well. You know, before he was making a few more mistakes, but his game's coming around. I mean, he was down 1-4, and he brought it back. I think Valerie, just keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with you. Right now, he beat the number 3 seed, he beat the number 5 seed, and he beat Tommy Paul.
Who was number 5 in juniors.
Which is number 5 in juniors. And then you look at Bella Ray, he beat the number 2 seed, number 4 seed, and then he beat Francis Tiafoe that we were talking about that won the Orange Bowl 2 years ago.
That's not an easy draw for either guy, really, Steve.
And so, you know, you look at the rankings, you look at how well they're playing, and this has been a tough week. As I said, you don't get days off. You play day after day after day.
Unless you're Valerie and he's playing day and night.
That's correct, because he was in the doubles.
Because he was in the doubles. And I tell you, for those who were fortunate enough to watch that doubles tournament against the Swedes, it was fantastic doubles. Yeah. It was fantastic. I mean, these guys have such great hands, and it was just fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance to come down and watch the Pro Futures here at Palm Coast Tennis Center this year or in the past, please try to come down in the future, because it is a tournament to see. These are rising stars, not only American stars, but as we have been telling you, the Argentinians, the French, and so forth, the Swedes, they're all, you know, we had, 128 competitors in this entire tournament for doubles and singles, and it's just been wonderful to watch.
And Steve, if we can go back 4 years, 18-year-old kid came in here named Jack Sock, ended up winning the doubles. Next year with Melanie O'Dan, won the mixed doubles at the US Open. And in June of last year, ended up winning Wimbledon finals against the Bryan brothers. So, you know, we've seen a Wayne O'Desnick here, we've seen Jason Kubler, we've seen Ryan Williams, and it's great because people can see these guys up close, and a year or two from now, they're on TV. So as Steve had mentioned, you're looking at rising stars, you're looking at young kids who are basically, futures is a minor league, basically. And again, you know, place was filled the last couple of days with Riley Opalka from Palm Coast. And it's just, you know, a pleasure to see these young men apply their trade, you know. For a small city, it's always great.
It's great to have. In fact, the USTA Pro Circuit is the largest developmental tennis circuit in the world and has launched the careers of such current stars as Victoria Azarenka, John Isner, Marty Fish, Andy Murray, Maria Sharapova, and Caroline Wozniacki, as well as past champions Andre Agassi, Jim Courier, Lindsay Davenport, Justine Hannon, and Pete Sampras. Just a few.
I think I've heard of a couple of those people, Steve.
In fact, 17 USTA Pro Circuit alumni have achieved the #1 world singles rankings, Bill. 17.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And as you pointed out, some of the current alumni are Ryan Harrison, which we had here several years ago, Christina McHale, Sloane Stevens, and Jack Sock, who we also had here.
Those are big names in tennis.
So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a chance, as I said, in the future, please come down and visit us. It's a wonderful venue to experience.
All right, we're getting ready for the second set, and Eris is going to be serving. And one thing we haven't mentioned, it's hard for us because we're in the cover here.
Second set, and it's the serve.
As you can see, Eris just looked up. I was going to say the sun, Steve.
Yeah,
I wonder if the sun's up on that side.
Out. 15 love.
Okay, this tournament is the best out of 3, so Ballaré has the advantage right now with 1 set under his belt.
Go.
Love. And boy, it would be great for Eris to get off to a good start here, Steve.
Out. 30-15.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the first set and then come back on your serve and lose your first serve. So this is very important for Jerez.
Oh! First serve, Steve. Didn't know if you know, Steve, but on the second serve, Valerie took like 3 or 4 steps in, and
took it on the rise.
Yeah, didn't get the shot I think he was looking for because he didn't hammer it, but let's keep an eye on it.
Yeah, when you have that kick serve coming at you, you know, that's one thing you might want to do is take it on the rise, and that way it doesn't attack you at a difficult angle there.
I think the wind is starting to pick up a little bit in this toss. Those last 4 swings were big slugfests.
They should.
These guys were getting everything they had into these.
And you're talking about, you know, these points are not quick points. They are taking at least 10, 15 hits at least, almost every shot. So they're working. Both players are playing pretty consistent right now. Interesting.
Nice, you know, hit a deep serve, came in behind it, went across court. Do we need to see more of that from him?
I think we do, because he might have picked something up there. You know, it was first time he has done it in the match. I think it caught Benjamin by surprise, and it worked very well because the put away was a very easy put away. So we have 1 game to love. Second set, and Valerie is up to serve.
And as I mentioned, the sun's starting to cloud up a little bit, and maybe the sun will not become a factor serving from the north side.
Oh! Ay, más cerca de la puta bola.
You can hear Eris talking to himself. Just push that one a little deep. Big serve, I think.
Big serve.
30-15. And boy, would it be a big game for him if Eris could pull this off.
40 love.
Just to get that serve back was a challenge. And you know, it's not an easy, he gets the serve back, but the serve stayed low to the net, so Valerie had to put a nice shot back as well.
Again, Steve, being a doubles player, he's great.
At the net, yes.
40-15.
40-15, okay. Valerie really, well, I think he did too, and I think Valerie, he's got the lead 40-15, 40 love at that time, so he wasn't going to expend too much energy to get it.
Took a little off that one. Goes out, second serve.
See, there's Valerie. He wants to get that second serve in right away, but they called time on that one.
Game, Valerie.
On the line it looked, yeah, on the line it looked like.
Eris is going to check the mark. And he scrapes it with his foot and he's good. So we're at 1-all in the second set.
All right, Patricio serving with the sun to his back. A little bit of wind, but not very much.
No, like I said,
So-
I just heard it. Oh my gosh, 30, 40 mile an hour gusts playing tosses.
Oh!
Out. Yeah.
Took him from side to side, Steve.
Oh,
Finally,
15.
when he got his feet set, he just couldn't pull the trigger.
And you know, Bill, sitting on the court, as you said, about 30 feet away from these players, you can see the angles in which they are hitting the ball. Not only that, the topspin that they're playing. Very difficult returns, without a doubt. And the rallies have been very good. Yeah. Okay.
Well, 30.
Got to get back to being focused here. He's missed 2 shots. And he doesn't want to lose this game and go down 2-1.
Especially with Balleray serving next.
That's right.
Hey, these guys are really letting loose, Steve. They're throwing these shots.
You know, one thing I'm noticing, if you look at the position of Balleray on the court and then Harris on the court, Balleray is very deep to the baseline, and Patricio is very close to the baseline, taking the ball earlier. Oh, just missed. Okay.
15-40.
Those shots have some juice in them, Steve.
Okay, we're at 15-40, and
He needs this.
he needs it. Yes, he does. Let's see what Balleray does with the second serve. Will he attack it or just play it safe? No, he couldn't. You know what? He couldn't attack that one because he was taken off the court. In fact, he's checking the line right now to see if it was on the line, which I think, yes, it was.
Oh, it's good.
It's called good.
And it almost took him into the fence.
It sure did. So as a second serve, with the game on the line, he put it right on the line. On the line. Okay, second serve again for the game.
Out. Game Balleray.
All right.
Balleray leads 2-1.
2 games to
Second
1.
set and 1 set to love.
You know, we have been talking about both players, and when you look at the both players, they're pretty even. They're pretty even. Patricio Harris's highest ranking was in 2013, and he was ranked 269.
Well, 269 is a really nice number, Steve. I mean, it's an impressive player.
It really is. It really is. And Balleray was ranked in 2006 at 204. So they've both been in the 200 area, which is great to say. So we see, and when you look at their total matches, I did some history on both of these players. Balleray wins about 58% of his total matches, and Patricio's just a little bit higher at 62. So when we came into this match, I was thinking this was going to be a very even match, without a doubt.
Well, I think both players are talented, and both, are pretty equally talented. But the thing I'd like to go back to is Balleray's on a roll. I mean, it's just like butter. The guy's won 5 consecutive doubles, won the singles last week, and is playing real well. And yesterday, took out the number 2 seed, 6-1, 6-0.
Yeah, and you know what? We should mention that Balleray took out Connor Smith from Ohio State, who was the number 1 seed for the doubles at Ohio State, and number 3 seed for the singles at Ohio State. First serve in, ace. He got hit. Orline's person got hit again with the ball. Bill, I think that was the longest rally of the entire match right there.
Both guys really laying it out. And I noticed that Eris was continually going to Balleray's backhand. And was cool.
He hit the same spot as he did last time going to that corner shot. Very nice shot, first serve. On the deuce side.
Great hit. I like to do is put it out. And as you mentioned a couple of times, Balleray is a fast second server.
Yes, he is. He didn't even wait for the ball person to get in the position.
This guy's reeling it up.
And he feels the momentum right now. He's got the rhythm to go, so he's pushing it, by all means. Now, speaking to that, if I were Patricio, I would try to slow it down as much as possible to get him back out of rhythm if I could do so.
But you have to play at the server's pace. Big serve.
Big serves. You can hear it. You can see him. The rhythm is flowing right now.
3 games for 1.
3 games for 1. Balleray. And Eris has got to get back in this match right now. He can't go down. Going forward. Balleray's playing too consistent. But again, Steve, the sun's back out. Eris is serving with the sun in his eyes, and it's tough this time of day.
Mm-hmm. Again, Balleray, if you looked at where he stood for that first serve, he's back close, very close to the back fence. So he's giving it enough time to bounce to him and then put a tough shot back to Eris.
Oh!
He's up a couple steps now. Let's see if he attacks it on the rise. No, he moved back and the double fault. There's number 2 double fault of the match. As I said, Patricio usually double faults, I've noticed, around 2 to 3 times in a match.
But it was interesting, again, on the second serve, Balleray was moving back towards the fence against him.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's looking, for a shot and looking at the angles.
Out. 15-30.
Okay, we've got 15-30. Out. Yep, it looked out to me.
Yeah.
We're sitting on the line. Yep, yep, without a doubt.
Yep.
Yep. Okay,
Now we're at 15-40.
15-40.
Trouble.
Yes.
You don't want to get down again. 1-4 to Balleray as well as playing.
15-40.
In fact, that's what we were the first set, was it not?
Yeah.
And he came
but
back.
Couldn't, it's hard to come back all the way.
That's right. Especially if you're in the second set, you're close to victory. Yeah, here we go for Balleray.
Oh!
Deep.
You know, I noticed the first several shots there, Balleray is looping the ball quite a bit. He's getting it high on Felicio's forehand and so forth, which is taking away Patricio's power.
I said yesterday about Balleray that he's hitting the ball 2 or 3 feet above the net.
All right, we're at 30-40. Good. Yep. Right inside the baseline. Deuce.
That's a big point. A great rally from both guys.
It sure was, and you can see Balleray. I'm sitting right next to him, basically, and he was hoping it was going out, but it stayed in. All right, we're to deuce now, and these guys are expending a lot of energy because they've got some long rallies and they're hitting the ball very hard.
Thankfully, it's in the high 60s, low 70s, perfect conditions to play.
Oh, what a drop kick. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. You know, you have several shots in that position. He could have either gone cross court, he could have gone down the line, or he could have dropped it. He took the drop shot, and it worked very effectively.
I'll show you one better, right? Because I don't think Balleray was expecting to drop shot.
Yeah.
Right in. Second serve for Eris.
Out. Okay, out.
No?
Chair umpire is going out to check it, and the call is out.
Out.
That is correct. So
So it is 3-2 Ballarat.
that's correct. Good.
And again, Steve, as we mentioned, we're privileged really to have these guys who have done, you know, between them like 60 or 70 U.S. Open finals.
That's right.
I mean, come on.
The experience is there.
Yeah.
You know, and a fact about Ballarat, in 2013 he played a gentleman by the name of Couliard, and it was the longest professional tiebreak in known tennis history, lasting 70 points. And it ended up 36-34. Ballarat won the match, 7-6, 34.
And this was the sequel to Isner and Mahout.
That's right.
As you remember, back in Wimbledon, I think what the final game score was 70-68.
Yeah, yeah.
Took 3 days.
I know, that was a long one as well. So, you know, he's got some history with long points and long matches. But this is a great match today, and we're very honored in being here and televising this.
Hey, it's always great, partner.
You do a great job, my guy. Thank you very much. And again, you know, if you have a chance to come down and watch us in the future, please do so. And you will be able to see this match on TV 199. TV 199, and the film crew, as we pointed out earlier, does a wonderful job. That's Tom, Jason, and Kyle, and we thank them very much.
Boy, so a little more interesting now that Harris held serve.
Yeah, now we have Ballarat serving, and he's looking into the sun as it's coming in and out of the clouds. But this is somewhat like the first set, I think, Bill, right?
Yes, it is.
Here we go. What happens in the second set? Okay. Okay, serve was called out. It was a close. Yeah, close call. It was tough to see. The line judge is sitting right there, and it was a tough one to see. So the chair umpire came out and did call it long. So it's second serve, Ballarat.
Spins it back. Oh, big forehand.
Yeah. Okay.
Big forehand by Harris.
If he can break it, takes it to even match there, right, Bill? So here we go.
Linesman didn't call it, but Ballarat called it out. Line judge on the look and called it
Out.
out. So it is out. And Harris is changing rackets.
Now, why did they do that, Bill? Why did
I
they
tell
do
people when I'm doing that, I'm looking for one that's got some more winners in my racket, but it doesn't seem to work. I think maybe string tension, Steve.
Yeah.
You know, after you're playing with a while, you know, your tension goes down. So maybe he's looking for a little, however he strings it. It doesn't matter how you string your racket. You got to return that serve.
That was a tough one.
Ball.
Perfecto.
15.
Okay, Harris talking to himself.
Game. Ballarat.
What a serve, man.
Down the middle, down the tee. Yeah,
You can hear it.
yeah.
4 games to 2. Second set.
4 games to 2.
4-2.
Yeah. And you're going back to the racket, you know, they're hitting the ball so hard, as we have pointed out to the audience, that it only makes sense that you have 2 or 3 or 4 rackets ready to go in case the string breaks, or, as you're saying, the tension is lower.
I bet you they have like 4 or 5. I can see his back from here.
Whoa. Game low.
who does the streaming here for the tournament. I think he's done like 140 rackets.
in the last 10 days. Yeah. Your fingers get a little tired stringing all those rackets, without a doubt.
Quite a few bandages.
Well, you know what, he ran around the backhand, but I think he was really trying to go for that cross-court shot to keep Bellaraire in the corner over there for his backhand. I think he was going more for the angle on that shot.
Great shot.
Again, that's a great shot to take, but if you miss it, you leave that corner wide open opposite. So, you know, he took the shot, it paid off for him. Very nicely done.
Okay. And we saw Ayres do a little Stefan Edberg volley.
Second time in the match. Second time in the match. And it paid off again.
We thought maybe we'd see more of that, but I tell you, with Bellaraire, as well as he hits passing shots, that's a tough call.
Yeah. Left. First serve.
Serve is out. Do a second serve for Ayres.
Sure did. Maybe changing that record. Maybe changing the record is helping a great deal here because
if you'll lose some tension. So, but it's all psychological too. But I mean, you know. So,
what do we have in games here, Bill?
we're at 4-3 for Bellaraire, and I think that's where we were in first set. So, it's been a good match. And as you know, stated earlier, Steve, a couple points here and there really usually make most matches.
Yeah, yeah. Bellaraire, I think he's going to stay with the same game plan. It's working. So if he can stay consistent, if you look at it, if he stays consistent, he wins the next one 5-3. If Patricio serves, wins 5-4, he gets his serve back, could be end up 6-4. Okay, so he stays the same. What does Patricio do? What would you do if you were Jerez?
Well, I think you know, you're playing well, but you know, both times he's came in and you know, serving volley and well, but that's a tough call, Steve. You just got to, you know, I guess see what happens, you know, with the strokes, and you know, do you take a little more chance or you try to stay in it? But you know, just trying to stay in rallies, Ballaraire's not going to make a lot of mistakes.
All right, here we go. 4-3, Bellaraire serving, and he's serving with the sun to his back, which I think helps right now because it just came out and it came out in full force. So we'll see what happens here. Just wide is right. Yeah.
6-15 love for Bellaraire. And you said, Steve, he gets to the service line and goes.
Yeah, you could see he was winding up for that one. I mean, we're sitting right beside him, and I could tell that he was going for full speed on that serve down the tee. Well, let's see. My guess is he's going to take him out wide. Let's see if he does. Oh, he went down the tee again full force. Well, he must be feeling it serve-wise.
He is, sir.
40 love.
I mean, he has...
Serves.
Yep.
4 big serves.
Yep, 4 big serves.
All game, Steve.
And you know what? Again, getting your first serve in, higher percentage of you winning the point at that time.
Absolutely. And especially his placement up the tee.
Beautifully done. Okay.
So we're at 3-5, Steve.
Okay. Eris is serving into the sun. As you can see, he just checked it out. So here we go. Yeah, I just checked it out. You see that again? He checked it out. It's there. It's right above them.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're right, Steve. It's tough this time of day.
Uh, 15 love.
15. Oh, it was in.
Pardon?
It was in. Yeah, it was in.
Valerie thought it was in.
Yeah. No, he gave him the thumbs up on that one. It was a good shot. It was. I thought it was. Yeah. Right. Right. I did too.
Steve. Second serve, 15 left.
Ah, yeah.
Reach for it.
Yeah. Well, it was a mishit on Eris's fault, and as a result, it stayed short on Valerie. Did he break a string? I don't know if he broke a string or not, but he's changing rackets. And you notice in the previous shot, interesting, Eris had an approach shot. It looked as though he was going to drop it. He set it up as though he was going to drop it, and yet he went down the line. Very well played.
Flat first serve.
First serve.
Out.
Those are some cannons, Steve.
30-15.
You notice they both changed rackets, and I'll tell you, the speed has not let up at all, Bill. In fact, if it's gotten probably faster, harder, and stronger here.
Again, as hard as he takes it, the tension goes out of his rackets pretty quick.
Yeah.
In the strokes.
Out. 40-15.
That was the high kicker to his backhand, and it worked.
First serve's out.
Out. Game. Addis.
Okay, Steve. This is where we were last time, right?
It was. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Set. And 1 set to love.
Both players have not let up at all. I'll tell you right now, they've both been very, very consistent. And you know, when you look at the match, it comes to just like any other match, unforced errors.
Yes.
Who's going to commit the most unforced errors? And right now, you know, Benjamin is, I think, to the advantage there. He's committed less unforced errors. Plus, his serve has been very, very strong.
Serve last game, Steve, was 4 big ones. in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah. If he can put 3 or 4 shots serves together right now, it looks good for him to win this set as well as the match.
And I believe next week they go back to Sunrise or Western.
Yeah, I don't really know myself there, Bill, but yeah, they're on the road. I know that they're going to different areas because I was speaking to one of the players, and they mentioned they're traveling to Texas.
Okay.
So-
Well, Brownsville.
Yeah, yep. Texas and then lower, you know, southern Florida and so forth. So they're going into different tournaments.
All right, here we go at 5-3 in the second set.
Out. Well, 15.
Let's see what.
You know, I saw it go off the top of the net, and I thought he was going to come up and just drop it on him.
15 off.
But he gave such a large swing that he just hit it a little low on the net.
Well, I've done that many times myself, Steve, and it's adrenaline.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
You see that ball sitting there like a beach ball.
Yeah, that's right. There was he's got that shot down. He takes him out wide on the court, almost into the fence. So it's tough to return that shot. In fact, I see that coming again. If he gets, he's got this point in the next. Let's see what happens here.
Oh. Out. 40-15.
Okay, Bill.
Now.
Now let's see what
What are you
happens.
gonna do with the serve here?
I'm taking him out the side again. I'm going to pull him off the court like the last serve and end it here. Let's see. He went down the tee, and he finished the game right there. Beautifully played by Benjamin Ballet.
Well, his streak continues, Steve. Now he's won 2 futures singles in a row, and 5 doubles in a row, and 6 out of 7 doubles.
Yep.
I mean, that's the kind of hot streak you want to be on.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And that was beautifully played by both players. When you look at the singles, the prize money, as we said, the entire purse for this tournament is $10,000, and the winners get roughly $1,440 in singles. But not only the money, it's the points.
The points really are more points than a lot of these guys, Steve.
That's right.
Because the more points you get, you can move up. You get to play in the bigger tournaments. You know, futures is 10,000. You know, some of the challengers are 25 and 35 and 45. So, yeah, the points are really important to these guys because they want to move up in the rankings to be able to play bigger tournaments.
And to tell you how, just to let you know how tough it is, you're getting roughly 17 to 18 points winning this tournament today, Bill. About 17 to 18 points. And the runner-up prize money gets $848 roughly in prize money and 9 points. So it's, you know, you want to get to the finals if you can because you're getting more money, of course, and then you're getting more points.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a great match. And I'd like to bring out Patricio Harris. Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had a great tournament, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'd love to see you back here next year.
Well, thank you very much.
Is that on?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for this tournament. It was the organization very well, so thank you very much. I want to thank all the ball boys. Did a great job. I want to congratulate Benjamin and his team. And then I want to thank my family supporting me from Argentina, and a special person that is my godfather, called Lector Daniel Barone, that he supported me very much. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Benjamin Balleray. Great tournament. You played really well. You know, I mean, come on. You won the singles. You won the doubles. You've won the last 2 singles. You've won 7 out of 8 doubles tournaments. I mean, how much hotter can you get?
I mean,
Yeah, of course it's nice to win, but you know, when we play tennis, we play to win, and it's only $10,000 futures. I hope I can win biggest tournament, but it's actually very good the last 3 weeks. I'm in good shape, so I'm happy with my tournament, fighting. It's not easy, never easy. Especially today, we still play very good. It was very tough, even at the end, and to the last point. So yeah, I'm really happy I can win this tournament.
Great.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And we have
Thank you to all the people. The organization is unbelievable. People in the club are very friendly, and I really appreciate my time here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
$8.
That's a lot of cameras.
Taking pictures off. Here, I'll get your.
Everybody, I would really like to extend a great congratulations to Debbie Stanfield. She always does a great job with this tournament. Come on, give her a big hand. And talk about a great tennis pro. This guy means a lot to this club. I know from a lot of people I talk to. Eric, you're awesome.
Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
And last but not least, thanks everybody for coming out and making this a special event, and we'd love to see you again next year.
Bill?
Steve.
I'll tell you right now, hey, thank you, buddy. It's
Hey,
been a
always
pleasure.
a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, and you know, a great tournament again this year, and hopefully in the future we will continue to have wonderful tournaments.
It is a great tournament. I'll tell you what, you know, working with these guys throughout the last 2 weeks, I mean, they're great guys. They really are. They appreciate, you know, everybody here and what they do for them. And it's been a great tournament, and like I said, I'm already looking forward to next year.
So am I. The weather's been great. The tournament's been great. We've had a wonderful turnout. So to sign off, this is Steve Viviano.
And I'm Bill Sweeney.
And we thank TV 199 and good night.
Thanks much.